Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I have something, like I told you in the last video, I had something exciting. And boy, let me tell you guys, I have something really exciting to show you guys right now. This is probably, without a doubt, the nicest vehicle, like classic truck that I've ever had. And I'm really excited to share this with you guys. It just actually got delivered. I want you guys to check this thing out. So this is gonna be the new truck. I really hate to keep the temptation going. I know we've been telling you guys I want a good project for the channel. I want something cool, I want something different, I want something unique. We definitely got that, but this one is really, this is like next level as far as, you know, old, restored, nice trucks. This thing's sweet, guys. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera around so you guys can see the interior. Go ahead and start guessing what this thing is. What's that big tack there for, though? Because we usually don't have stuff that reads that many RPMs. What do you guys think this is, huh? Oops. Handshaker mod? What are we in right now, guys? Proud to present you guys the 1979 Dodge Power Wagon. But there's more. It's Cummins swap, guys. Let's check this thing out. The 79 moved into the garage, and now I'm about to show you guys why I don't really care for showing you the engine right now. Just like a little tea kettle came out of there. Boop boop boop. Yeah, like I said, it doesn't have a boost leak for sure. I can guarantee you that, but that's not gonna work. Let's have some, like I said, some wiring that we're gonna have to go through, but with it being a P-pump engine, guys, it won't be too bad. These trucks are really easy to wire up, but I want everything to work. So yeah, I can't open the hood all the way in the garage here. It'll hit the garage door. Just barely fits in here, but so yeah, we gotta address all that. The starter is, I believe, off like a first gen. It doesn't have like a solenoid built onto it. It just, so I need to put like a second gen starter on it, I believe. If I can, I may not be able to. And the heat is not hooked up. I don't even know if I'm gonna mess with hooking it up. If it's cold enough to drive this truck, you probably shouldn't be driving it with how nice the body is. They definitely don't make them like this anymore, and you can't find them this clean like anywhere ever, especially being a 79. So this truck didn't actually come with a factory diesel in it. They swapped it over. And it's, so I was curious how the motor mounts were, and it's just like a factory first gen motor mount. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but the frame, guys, is immaculate on it. Super clean. I feel bad. I drove it through the mud just to get pictures in the back for you guys, and I felt bad for even doing that, but not even the mud, just the grass. Got a little bit of stuff there. But super clean interior, guys. Like, so clean in this thing. It's unreal. The only thing that's really not clean about the interior is the gauge cluster setup. That door panel needs some work. And like I said, some wiring issues. But guys, we're gonna get all this stuff sorted out and get this thing to where it's like turnkey and it's fun to drive. Another thing I do have a question about, though, guys, maybe you guys that have a 79 Dodge can tell me, is if did they ever put a factory clutch, slave, master cylinder setup in these things, or was it like a Z-bar, like an old Ford truck? Because I believe they only did a 4-speed manual in these, and I don't even know if they had hydraulic clutch, slave, and master cylinder. The owners of this truck did, however, add a slave cylinder. Well, there you can see the master cylinder is right there on the firewall. But I'm not curious if that was ever even an option, because if so, I'd like to try and maybe switch it over, because the clutch pedal is like really weird. You don't have a lot of travel. It feels like you're in like a I don't know, like a pulling truck or something. It doesn't have a lot of travel in it. If you guys really like the 79, it's an amazing truck, guys. It is super cool, and we have content coming for you guys on this thing. But like I said, I had to get it tucked in the garage, that way it wasn't getting rained on. So the old Black Beauty's gonna have to sit outside. As it is now the next day, and we have the valve body finally here for the dually. So we're gonna have to say goodbye to this thing for a while. We're gonna get back on it in some later videos, but we have quite a bit of work to do too, guys, not gonna lie. So pretty excited, ready to get started on this thing. But now let's jump in here and get started on the dually. We're gonna install the valve body, put the trans in, see what we can get done on. Get the valve body picked up. Everything go good? Mm-hmm. Guys, Mason loves whenever I just start recording him without any notice at all. Absolutely loves that, as you can tell. He's just so thrilled. But we are going to get this thing installed here. So I don't think anything's really done to it, just had it gone through and put on a bench and tested. I don't really know if he went over any of that with you.
No, we just fixed it.
Oh yeah. Alright guys, well unfortunately this little thing right here is holding us up from being able to stick the valve body in. Basically the park rod goes into the valve body like that, and this little E-clip goes on the back of it, but it's broken. So I remember it got bent whenever we took it off, and then we had to try and bend it back and it just sheared it in half. So we're gonna have to run Bro King, grab an E-clip, and then we'll get back and continue. Alright guys, we just went to town and bought like 9 different E-clips. So hopefully we got one that works, but we're just gonna get that stuck on and stick the valve body. Alright guys, the transmission is back apart again. We literally can't make this stuff up, but this is another thing. You guys buy a basket case off Facebook Marketplace, this is the kind of stuff you're gonna deal with. So whoever bought the truck, or whoever previously owned the truck, the issue was, it's like an issue with the park rod, and they basically were trying to ram it into park, and then for some reason, I don't know if it was stuck out of park or in park, and that's why they initially pulled the transmission and just demolished a bunch of shit, taking the transmission out. But we're going to put it all back together, and they thought they fixed the overdrive housing, and they put a new park rod, like the assembly that goes in the overdrive housing for the park rod. But we're thinking they used one for a 47 RE. Shine your light down in there. So that little piece of metal that's held in with that big U-clip, and then that piece that slides over. Try to show you with the screwdriver here. This right here is not a big enough opening for this 48 RE park rod to go into, because it has to go into that hole, and then it pulls up on it when you're in park and locks it in the overdrive housing. But 48 RE park rod, 47 RE internals inside is what we're thinking. So it's gonna be easier to just switch to a 47 RE park rod. But yeah, we've been battling this here for every bit of half an hour.
48 sticker. That's 48.
This one? It just doesn't make sense. It's like, why would they put it together with the wrong parts and then give us the right parts? It just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know. Basically, guys, we're trying to figure out the difference in this little piece here for the park rod assembly.
Let me see. That looks like 40. So it's got a 47 one in it.
All right, guys. So we unfortunately are probably not going to put the trans in tonight, but we figured out, not that it really matters, have a pretty good idea of what exactly happened. So the previous owners of this truck had probably had a transmission issue. They got the transmission quote unquote rebuilt, but whenever they had it rebuilt or whatever they did, I don't know, the overdrive housing is originally a 47 RE overdrive housing, and they swapped like half of the parts for a 48 RE park pull into it, which we are discovering right now.
Okay.
We're able to see all this in my handy dandy book. I'm actually going to throw a link up in the description of this 4748 RE book. So if you guys ever rebuild your transmission, it's really helpful to have, to be able to look at it and find stuff like this. A lot easier than looking on the internet to just have the book. So I'm going to leave a link in the description. So you guys can check that book out if you ever want to do your own trans. It'll give you all the info to do that. But anyways, so we have the wrong, we now know what we need to do. What we're going to do is we're going to just put it all together with the 47RE parts, because the case will not even accept a 48RE, like this little rod here that goes and it holds the park pawl. The case isn't even big enough for it. So we're just going to put it all back together how it was and use a 47RE park pawl, and we should be good. But unfortunately, guys, just this is the way that it goes when you buy a basket case truck, stuff like this. So we're just trying to work through these issues. Gotta say, guys, I love having the TV in here, so that way when you're messing with stuff, you can just have some nice, funny YouTube videos rolling in the background, watching some Rock's creations. But got everything laid out for this thing. Unfortunately, guys, it's another night of me not being able to get the transmission of this freaking truck. I'm going crazy, really. Like, I just want to get this truck running so bad, but we just keep running into issues, and this is just part of it, guys. Facebook Marketplace deals can end up like this, and that's really showing here. But we think tomorrow we're going to be good. So Bailey has a 47RE park rod. So we're gonna put that into the transmission. Valve body and all that should go right in, should be good. And then we are going to try and use a drive shaft out of a mega cab that he has sitting. But we think we might have to get it shortened, but we do have a front drive shaft in it. So I don't know, guys, I'm really shooting for tomorrow because I wanna get the orange truck in here as soon as possible so we can get started on it and get it ready to go. So that way it is good and drivable next summer. So without further ado, guys, that's gonna wrap up the end of the video. Do me a favor, if you enjoyed this video, pick yourself up some Dirty Diamond Diesel merchandise on the website. Link is in the description of this video. So we do appreciate it once again, guys. But for now, that's gonna be it. See you on the next one.